Hey, it's Thomas here, and today we're going to be checking out Innovative Marine's new Helio PTC or positive temperature coefficient heating system, which takes a new, less risky approach to heating our reef tanks, which is awesome. Plus, they've got like the smallest heating elements that I've personally ever laid my eyes on. Over the years, we've seen various styles of heaters like simple mechanical thermostats, built-in digital thermostats, even preset or locked thermostats set to a commonly used temperature that can't be adjusted, the vast majority of which use some form of resistance wires to generate heat, and if the thermostat fails, it's usually in the on position, which allows the heater to overheat and, well, catastrophe. And this is why most reefers also have to rely on a heater controller to act as a redundancy for the heaters we use, which certainly works, but Innovative Marine is shaking up the temperature control space of our hobby with their Helio PTC or positive temperature coefficient heating systems. A capable and adjustable temperature controller for up to 2 heating elements that is preset for easy plug-and-play setup, titanium temperature probe, and the star of the show, the magnetically mounted PTC titanium heating element. It is very small when compared to standard heating elements, which will make it a great candidate for smaller spaces, but more impressively, inside is a solid-state ceramic chip that can regulate its own temperature, which I'll touch more on in just a bit. First, let's get it out of this really nice box, which contains more really nice boxes. In the box, you'll find the Helio controller, the titanium PTC heating element, the titanium temperature sensor, the magnetic mounts for both the heating element and the temperature sensor, as well as some double-sided Velcro tape for mounting your Helio controller, and a comprehensive user manual. While the controller itself does everything we've come to expect from a solid heater controller, the heating element is really where things start to get interesting. These PTC heating elements have a solid-state ceramic chip that self-regulates its temperature to make sure that it doesn't overheat, unlike the resistance wire heaters that we're used to using. That means, for example, where a normal heater could potentially overheat from the thermostat being above the waterline and the element staying on and getting hotter and hotter, the Helio's PTC heating elements will not, protecting themselves from becoming damaged due to overheating and getting stuck on permanently, which would obviously overheat the tank and cause said catastrophe. The Helio comes with either a single or dual heating elements depending on your needs, whether it's because you prefer a pair of elements for another layer of redundancy or for reaching higher wattages for larger aquarium systems. Each element comes with a strong and robust feeling magnetic mount for panels up to 1/2 inch thick to keep it in place. You can get a single element Helio in 100, 200, 350, and 500 watts for tanks between 10 and 125 gallons, or a double heating element Helio in 200, 400, 700, or 1,000 watts for tanks between 25 and 250 gallons. You'll notice some crossover in those wattages because the double element versions add that extra layer of redundancy I mentioned. Don't worry though, even if you get a single element version, there's always the option to add a second heating element if you want to add redundancy, or if you end up upgrading your tank and want to be able to keep using the Helio on that new larger system. Setup is really simple, especially because the Helio is preset to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it essentially plug and play for the majority of reefers. That also includes a low alarm preset to 74 degrees Fahrenheit and a high alarm preset to 80 degrees Fahrenheit that will give you both an audible and visual alert. So unless you want to adjust the temperature range or set a different threshold for those alarms or calibrate to match your reference thermometer, the Helio is good to go right out of the box. For those of you who want to dive a little bit more into the specs, the temperature range you can actually set the heater controller to is from 59 degrees Fahrenheit to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, while the high and low alarm can be set 2 and 1 degrees beyond that. The controller is accurate within give or take 1 degree Fahrenheit with a resolution of 0.1 degrees. You can also calibrate the controller periodically with a range of plus or minus 9 degrees Fahrenheit. I do highly recommend using a quality NIST certified reference thermometer when calibrating just to make sure you're spot on. So if you've been looking for a heating solution with a lot of safety and redundancy built right in, and the Helio matches your reefing mantra, you can pick one up for yourself by clicking right here.